My gosh, I do not know a salesperson alive who hasn't heard these dreaded 5 words. Let me think about it. But here's the question. Are they really asking for time to think, or are they trying to find the nicest way possible to just end the conversation?
Your second opinion, I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions in sales is most people hear, let me think about it. And they immediately start overcoming objections, features and benefits. I hear something completely different.
So let's settle the debate. Is let me think about it an objection, or is it actually a symptom?
I almost never believe it's about thinking. People make buying decisions every day. Like they don't need to take 2 weeks to decide if they're hungry or if they need gas. So why do they suddenly need time here?
Exactly. Nobody walks into Costco and says, I'll think about it next Thursday and decide if I want toilet paper or not. When people know the problem is costing them money or pain, they act right away.
So when someone says, I'll think about it, I start asking, what's missing? People don't delay decisions they believe are urgent.
That's true. So let's unpack this. When someone says, let me think about it, what are they actually saying?
Sometimes they're saying, I don't trust you yet. Sometimes it's, I don't see value or enough value, or I don't think this is a big enough problem, or I have no idea how I'm supposed to make this decision. Like, what are the next steps?
Right. Or my favorite, they've already decided no, but they're just too nice and they don't want to hurt your feelings.
Right. And honestly, that's okay. If we've done our job and we've created a safe environment where it's okay for someone to tell us no is okay. We can always ask if they'd like us to check back in, but clarity creates decisions. Confusion creates hesitation.
Right. And here's where I think salespeople own part of this.
I agree.
We present too early. We're too excited. We've done all the things. We finally get the meeting. We've got our business cards. And 5 minutes into it, we're showing the PowerPoint. We're giving away the farm.
Right. Before we've uncovered the real pain, before we know how they'll make the decision, before we've even confirmed whether we're talking to the right person.
And, the truth is, when you go to the doctor, do you expect to right away say, I think you've got this before you've even discussed what's wrong? No, the doctor asks probing questions and then they diagnose the problem, not before. So when we're surprised when they say, let me think about it, well, we haven't even gotten to the real issue.
Right. The presentation wasn't the problem, the timing was. If you're presenting before they are emotionally invested, you're presenting too soon.
True.
And this is exactly why Sandler puts so much emphasis on discovery.
Because if we've done the discovery part correctly, if we've really dug in, we already know. We know why they need to change. We know what's costing them to not change, what's at stake if they don't change. We know who's involved, how they'll decide, what happens next.
Right. That's where the upfront contracts become so powerful. You don't get to the end wondering, so what's happening now? You already agreed.
And if they still need to think, that's okay. That's great. But let's talk about what they're thinking about.
I love asking, absolutely. What specifically would you like to think through? That's where the real conversation begins. Think about it as in the problem. It's an invitation to uncover what's still unresolved.
It's true. Most objections aren't created at the end of the call. They're created by the questions we didn't uncover in the beginning. So let's go back to where we started. Is let me think about it an objection or is it a symptom?
I believe it's almost always a symptom that we miss something. We miss pain, trust, value, or the decision process, or simply the courage to ask more questions.
But the good news is that symptoms can be diagnosed, which means they can be prevented.
Right? When you stop trying to overcome, let me think about it, and start understanding why it's happening, everything changes. People don't need more time to think. They need more confidence to decide.
So in essence, every let me think about it has a story behind it. Great salespeople are curious enough to find it.
Right.
If this episode made you rethink the way you handle let me think about it, share it with another sales leader or salesperson. Chances are they've heard those 5 words this week.
And remember, better questions lead to better conversations, and better conversations lead to better decisions.
Thanks, you guys. We're out. Remember to save, share, like,
Is your prospecting
subscribe.
creating curiosity or resistance?